And we're continuing to follow breaking news of an investigation that is now underway into how a brush fire started in Pacific Beach. The good news is the fire is now out. It started off the northbound 5 near Garnett just before 4 o'clock this morning. Crews, as you saw there, in the air and on the ground fought those flames. Firefighters still, again, trying to figure out how it started. We know that it had an impact on traffic. We know that Netta is something that you drove by very early on this morning. So again, something that's on the top of minds for a lot of people right now.
Yeah, when you see a brush fire right in Garnett and the 5, obviously it's a busy area. Glad to report that it's in the mop-up stages. This is some of the latest video. So you see obviously the flames are out, hot spots. That's all they're kind of dealing with right now. They do have the on-ramp for Balboa still shut down, but that'll probably last just a few more minutes as they work to clear the scene.
So thanks for joining us, everyone, at 6 a.m. I'm Chris Groh, in for Eric Connor.
And I'm Netta Irampur. Glad you're with us here this morning. The future of your free trash pickup in the city of San Diego, that's going to head to the ballot now. Voters will get to decide whether to scrap or keep this century-old law.
CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol is live along Harbor Island with this latest move, including reaction. And Dana Marie, what are people saying about this potential change?
Well, good morning, Chris and Netta. Some of those homeowners are worried about this change. That 100-year-old law requires the city to pick up trash for free for homeowners, but has been charging apartment and condo residents for private haulers. So we spoke to city council members about why this is important and how this could affect homeowners.
This is the only service that the city offers that is conferred to some residents and not to others.
Now, we just heard from Council member Sean Elo Rivera, who supports the ballot measure. He says the current ordinance is a serious drain on the city's general fund. According to San Diego's independent budget analysis, the city pays nearly $44 million to collect trash from single-family homes each year. The general fund is going to take a hit of around $50 million this year, and overall it costs the city $70 million, he says. Now, if passed, it would bring the city to the flexibility to invest in additional public services, as the money would go into a general fund and help streamline current trash services. We asked Elo Rivera, when should homeowners expect a bill if the ballot measure is approved by voters in November? He says there are still several steps after voting for it.
I would imagine that over the course of 2023, we have a really robust conversation about what additional services folks want. Again, do they want that weekly recycling? Do they want the bulky item pickup? We have that conversation. And at that point, it allows us to have what's referred to as a cost of service study.
So if the city does begin picking up trash for a fee, he says that the fee will be directly tied to what residents want and what services they need. So, of course, keep updated on CBS8.com, as this will affect hundreds of thousands of people living in the city of San Diego. Again, potential free trash pickup could be now offered as a charge, similar to how apartment and condo residents live. I'm Dana Marie McNichol, coming to you live from Harbor Island.
So paying for your trash, that's on the ballot. Also, you'll have a chance to weigh in on other critical issues this November. San Diego City Council approved more proposed ballot measures. One controversial measure would exclude the Midway district. That would be excluding the Midway area from the current 30-foot height limit on buildings in the coastal zone. Another measure would allow 42 rec centers and city parks to offer child care services. Right now, that's currently banned. And a measure called Safeguard San Diego would reverse the city's current ban on project labor agreements. Those essentially hold contractors to higher standards for treating workers, from wages to work conditions. We do have information on all of these measures, so you can make those educated votes coming up in November. Just click on this story link at CBS8.com.
And this morning, San Diego City Council is set to vote on the controversial settlement deal involving the 101 Ash Street building. The building has been mostly vacant since 2019 due to an asbestos issue. The proposed settlement would transfer ownership of the properties to the city for around $132 million. Proponents say that this will give the city more control and certainty over the future of the property. However, critics argue the city does not need to pick up the cost and place this burden on the taxpayers. The council pushed the vote to today to allow more time for public input. And this morning, San Diego is also the first city in the country to approve of a daycare center just for the children of law enforcement officers. City council members voted to designate a property in Mission Valley as the new center. The planned facility would cut the cost of child care for police officers in half. It will cost about $3 million for the first 3 years to build and operate, which will be covered by a state grant. And also happening today, a celebration is happening down by the border to commemorate the completion of a roadway network connecting to the future Otay Mesa East port of entry. Southbound State Route 125 will now connect to westbound State Route 905. It will also improve movement across the border. It's a major milestone for the new port of entry project, which is expected to open in late 2024.
That might help ease some of those wait times. Right now, more than 70 people living in a downtown hotel are being forced to vacate due to the property's alleged dangerous and deplorable living conditions. City inspectors say the C Street Inn had a number of violations, including mold, rodent infestation, and fire hazards. Many of the hotel's residents, they are low income, and they say they're concerned about where they can now afford to go.
We believe, the majority of the tenants believe, that a developer wants this building and they're pressuring the city to close it, because once you empty the building out, he doesn't get rents coming in.
So these tenants will each receive nearly $5,000 from the city to then relocate. A hearing is being held to determine if the property owner will have to repay the city those relocation costs.
This morning, a stark warning concerning the monkeypox outbreak. The White House says it may declare a public health emergency.
We should absolutely be concerned, 100% concerned.
That is Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra. The warning comes after the World Health Organization declared monkeypox a public health emergency of international concern. The CDC says there are now nearly 2,900 confirmed cases in 44 states, including 2 children. The White House is expected to name a monkeypox coordinator to help oversee the government's response. And here at home, San Diego County leaders are spreading the word about monkeypox vaccine events. 800 doses will be administered during events on Thursday and Friday. Appointments are required and can be made by calling 211. To date, there have been at least 20 confirmed and probable cases in San Diego County. Also new this morning, 43% of parents of children under 5 now say that they will not get their children vaccinated against COVID-19. That's the highest percentage the Kaiser Family Foundation has seen in their survey so far. They also found 17% of parents say their child has gotten vaccinated or will soon. 27% say they will wait and see how well the shot works in other kids. 13% say they will vaccinate their child only if required for school or child care.
All right, and now this morning, let's get you caught up on this fire up in Northern California. Firefighters believe they're starting to get the Oak Fire under control. The fire's been burning for about 5 days near Yosemite National Park. It has destroyed more than 50 homes already and other buildings, while forcing thousands of people to get out. Record high temperatures across the country, fueling so many wildfires in more than a dozen states, from Texas here to California. We're all noticing that. I was up in Northern California and I saw the smoke from the Oak Fire. Certainly nerve-wracking. Air quality is not great as far as places like Tahoe, Sacramento, San Francisco, because of the way the wind is pushing some of that smoke from the Oak Fire. Again, that's in Yosemite National Park, so it's more central California, but a lot of that smoke being sent up north. Also, what we're watching this morning in Northern California and then to the east of us here in San Diego, we're noticing monsoonal moisture sweeping kind of a circle, a half circle around us, not necessarily getting to us here. We just have that marine layer this morning. So onshore flow, that's the talk of this morning. Temperatures pretty mild, very comfortable for today because of that. So we are lucky. I mean, rest of the country still dealing with above average conditions. We're talking below average by a few degrees. 68 degrees right now. As you see, wind speeds are very calm, which is great news. When we had that brush fire this morning in the PB area, thankfully those winds did not blow it anywhere. It definitely helped those firefighters. Humidity levels also are up there. So the air, you feel a little bit of that moisture still. Our dew points are actually pretty close to our temperatures. 65 in Encinitas and Del Mar, 65 in Escondido, 71 in Julian, 82 Borrego Springs. So it's overall a pretty comfortable day, a couple degrees cooler for some of you. Now here's what your afternoon will bring. Are you ready for the low 70s at the beaches? Should feel pretty nice. 73 in Carlsbad, 71 in Del Mar. Oceanside, you're always a little bit warmer at 77. Vista, 77. Fallbrook, 80. So these inland valley locations, normally you'd be in the upper 80s. We'd see low 90s for Ramona, for El Cajon and Santee, but now 84 to 85 degrees. So I'd suggest enjoy it while you can because it should feel pretty good. Overall, when it comes to traffic this morning, if you're headed out right now, I am noticing no major issues. Everything looks to be in the green as far as speeds, pretty normal all across our major freeways from North County all the way to the border. So not seeing much backup as far as any congestion is concerned. So it's a good time to get out on those roads. Chris, I'll send it back to you.